How you doing, guys? Big Mek Danskull here today, back once again with another unboxing for you today. It's the Ork Freak from Kromlech. That's right, isn't it? Ork Freak from Kromlech. Woo! Let's crack on. So it might not be October anymore, but I'm still doing Orky unboxings. Why is that, I hear you ask? Well, it's because it's November, of course, and in November we get knob-sized miniatures out of the box, take a look at them, or at least one anyway. In this case it's the Ork Freak from Kromlech, as I stated in the intro. And if you're interested in knobs, I'd definitely recommend you check out Wargamer Spud, because he does some of the greatest knob conversions in my opinion. He uses a lot of Ogrin parts and the Ogrins from Necromunda. I think he's used various types of Ogrins to do various knobs and mega knob conversions, and he's a big fan of knobs because he likes chucking them in his army. He's not into boys too much, but he loves knobs. It's a bit strange, isn't it? Anyway, that's enough about Wargamer Spud. If you'd like to follow his channel, subscribe to his channel, you can follow the link up here. But we'll get spinning round and I'll unbox the Ork Freak for you from Kromlech. You can see on the desk in front of you there all the parts for the Kromlech Ork Freak. Let's first off take a look at the staff, shall we? This is the staff, which counts as, I guess, a big chopper if you use this freak. I should say this freak can be built a couple of ways. So you can build him as a Weirdboy or you can build him as a Mek with custom force field. So I guess if it's built as a Mek, this counts as a chopper or a shooter because it's got like a zappy bit on top there. Something not too dissimilar to some of the Ork weapons. So I guess this is a shooter and chopper all in one, really. If you build him as having as a Mek, as a big Mek with custom force field. So that is that, and you can see all the lovely detail on there. A few little bits of flakiness here and there that just need to be rubbed off. Some of it's already coming off on my fingers, you can see there. So you know, the few little bits like that you can just brush away simply with your hand. There's a little bit in there, a little bit of resin in there that's collected, but it's no major cleanup required, no major mould lines or anything like that. There's one running down there, just at the top of the big ball there at the top of the staff, and down there a little bit as well, but it's not going to be too hard to clean up because it's so fine, that mould line. Onto this chain bit. Oh, what's this? It's a chain with some grot arms attached to it. Amazing. You can see all that fantastic detail on the grot arms, all the musculature and the wristbands there. And then we've got a grot to go with it, who's on a rock. So these two simply go together. Trying to do it through the camera there, it's going to prove a little difficult, I think. So I'll just tilt my head to the other side. There we go. So these two go together like that. And then it's a grot in the same way that there's a grot on a chain on the Ork Weirdboy kit from GW. This is reminiscent of that. So he's like holding the Weirdboy, trying to make sure he doesn't float off. If you build him as a Weirdboy, that is. But you can of course build him as a big Mek as well. So this piece will attach somewhere on the back of the Weirdboy, or big Mek, if you build him as a big Mek. Yeah, so basically that's the grot, and he's holding the chain there. Fantastic. A lot of detail on the grot. Let's pull these apart again. I'll give you a better look at that grot. So here's a grot. It's a little washed out with the light, but not too bad. There's a little bit of flash under the chin there, between his legs, but nothing major again. In fact, I've got my mould line remover here. Let's see if we can tackle that on the unboxing. Yeah, that's dead soft, that flash. It'll come off no problem. Oh, it's not as soft as I thought, actually. So I might need to take a knife to that, but then the little bit between his legs you can just scrape away at. You see it's flaking off already there between his legs. It's a little difficult to do that through the camera lens, but I just thought I'd attempt that for you. Here's some parts for you, some arms and heads and stuff. Now there's a bit of a custom force field. Here's the other bit. It's just come off in the back, but thankfully it didn't get too loose. So let's drop that down. This bit is it's a bit of like cloth, a loincloth with glyphs on and stuff. And then here's the Mek option of the head, and there's a Weirdboy option of a head. So they are, if I can keep them on camera, you can see they are knob-sized heads. What I'll do, I'll grab the torso of the guy and I'll grab a knob and I'll compare the size of him to a knob, just so you can see. And then there's an open arm like he's casting, or you could easily just have it as an open arm on a mech. Mechs could be making orders or anything like that. You could do an arm swap if you wanted to, and a hand swap, and give him a big shooter, or a shooter rather, so he fulfills the role properly of a Big Mek with custom force field, and he's loaded out right. And then you can mount a chopper on him somewhere too if you wanted to. Yeah, not much more to say about these parts. Just lovely looking parts. There's all sorts of wiring coming on to give him that mechy look as well as a Weirdboy look. Drop that down again. Let's take a closer look at the torso, shall we? Loads of detail. We've got the typical of Kromlech. They put the checker pattern on for you, so it makes it super easy to paint. If you spray it black, you can just paint them bits white, or whatever colour you want it to base coat in the colour you want at the bottom first, in the recesses, and then go over the top with whatever colour you want as the opposite check. Some dags on that shoulder, or dag-like things. It's a bit of armour really, isn't it? He's got bells on here, again to signify that Weirdboy nature. He's got all sorts of mecha dendrites coming down the back to give it the mechy boy nature, but also fits in the Weirdboy aesthetic, with the war energy possibly being channeled into the ground or something. And yeah, so that loincloth piece will just pop in here on his torso there. Lovely looking cast. Not a lot of complaints really about it. It's fantastic, as I've come to expect now from Kromlech. I was a bit unsure before ordering this October from them, because I've not ordered from them before, but I am a convert definitely to Kromlech's miniatures. I think they are absolutely superb cast quality and everything. What I'll do now, I'll just grab an Ork knob. I'll tell you what, I've got a flash kit right behind me. So a flash kit is an Ork knob-sized body. They're slightly differently armoured, but you can see he's like a big knob basically. He's at least the size of a flash kit. If you put him, that leg's the lower leg. He's bigger than a flash kit, and he's like boss size basically. Wow, this looks really colourful on camera, this flash kit with the red eyes there. I didn't realise that red looked so good. Fantastic. Anyway, it was supposed to be an unboxing, not a look at my rubbish paint job. But here we go. Yeah, look at that. Fantastic. Give you one final look at the mecha dendrites and stuff on the back there. Really fantastic looking miniature, as Kromlech's miniatures seem to be. So there we have it, guys. The Ork Freak is now unboxed, and you'll be pleased to know, hopefully you'll be pleased to know anyway, that I've done a clean up on the Norzilla, so hopefully I can get at least an undercoat on that this weekend, and maybe start working on some flesh tones. Not too sure whether I want to do it red yet, like a squig, or green like the squigoths you see on the bigger squigs you tend to see, the squigoids, big orcoid creatures. So the gargantuan squigoth and the squigoth on Forge World's website are both green skinned, and the one on the Norzilla on the Kromlech website is green skinned as well. But to me, squigs and squig-like creatures should be red, so I need to find a realistic red fleshy tone. Possibly do something similar to the way GW have painted, I think, the Mole Crusher from the Ork in Age of Sigmar range, the Ork range in there. So yeah, that'll give you a few clues as to what's to come in the future. Make sure you do check out Wargamer Spud's channel. If you're not already subscribed to him, drop him a sub, because he does some fantastic orky stuff at the moment. It's like he's found his true calling in the orcs, and how he's not come to collect and paint an orc force sooner, I do not know, but you can ask him that question yourself. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. Don't forget, if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by following the link to my Patreon over here somewhere. There's a couple of videos here for you to check out at your leisure, and there's also links in the description below to my other socials, Facebook and Instagram. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the battlefield.